Hi guys, and welcome to the first of many bookshelf tours. I have so many books it's not even funny. I have books here, and it's a very big shelf. This is my main shelf, all the way here at the bottom. I have my Pink Carnation series right here. I have some more books right here. And then another grouping through here. And this is not even counting all the books that I've read in my sister's room. As you can see, I have two Chronicles of Narnia books by C.S. Lewis. And you may be wondering, why do you have two Chronicles of Narnia books? And the simple answer for that is that I really liked both of these covers. The White Witch one is actually my book, and the one with Prince Caspian is my sister's. Both editions do have all 7 books in them. This is the first of many Buffy and Angel books. When I was a teenager, I really got hooked on Buffy and Angel. And in a future bookshelf tour, you'll see just how many Buffy and Angel books I have. But right now, these 3 are just a sampling. The first one is Endangered Species. The second one is Heat. And the third one is Queen of the Slayers. Kings and Queens of England and Scotland. Basically, what it implies. It's a chronicle of the kings and queens of England and Scotland, all in order. I really like this book. It's just a really short and simple catalog of all the kings and queens, but it's really neat. It has lots of great pictures and timelines in it, and I think if you're a history buff or a English monarchy buff, I think you'd really like this book. Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. If you watched my introductory video, you'll know that Memoirs of a Geisha is one of my favorite historical fiction books. I really love this cover. I really like the eyes on it, and it's actually the movie cover edition. The Queen's Pawn by Christie English. I can't remember too much about this book because I read it quite a while ago, but it does have a lot to do with Queen Eleanor of Aquitaine. It also focuses a lot on Princess Alais, who I believe was set to marry Eleanor's son Richard. Four Sisters, All Queens by Sherry Jones. This is actually an ARC copy that I received through Goodreads, and I really loved this book. It chronicles the 4 sisters of Provence: Marguerite, Eleanor, Santia, and Beatrice, and it talks about how they all became queens and married like the kings of England and Germany and stuff like that. And it is a fictional account. 3 Maids for a Crown, a novel of the Grey Sisters by Ella March Chase. Wow, I really loved this book. I've not read too much about Lady Jane Grey, and this is about her as well as her 2 sisters. During the time, I guess pretty much after King Edward dies, and this is just really good. If you haven't read too much about Lady Jane Grey, you would really love this, I think. The Queen's Mistake by Diane Hager. This is about Henry VIII's 5th wife, Catherine Howard. It's probably one of the most sympathetic portrayals I've seen for her. In a lot of Tudor-based books, Catherine a lot of times comes across as really vain and whiny, and she kind of does that in this too, but it's not as annoying or irritating, and you really do feel for her by the end. Plain Jane by Lauren Gardner. This is a historical fiction book about Jane Seymour, Henry VIII's 3rd wife, after Anne Boleyn. This was actually pretty good. Not really one of my favorites, because Jane's not really one of my favorite wives of Henry VIII, but it was still really interesting to kind of see more perspective from her, because most Tudor-related books tend to follow Catherine of Aragon, or Anne Boleyn, or Catherine Howard. Mademoiselle Boleyn by Robin Maxwell. Another book that I read kind of a long time ago, but if I recall correctly, it mostly dealt with Anne Boleyn's childhood and her teenage years before she's sent off to England at a later point. This doesn't go into Henry VIII and her marriage or even up to her death. It's strictly, if I'm recalling this correctly, just her childhood and teenage years. So now I'm going to be starting my Gregory Maguire books, and the first on my list is Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister. This is a retelling of Cinderella, but it's told through the eyes of her stepsisters. And I really like this portrayal of Cinderella, because Cinderella's not really so sweet and innocent like you may think. My next Maguire book is Mirror Mirror, and this is a retelling of Snow White. And Snow White is actually called Bianca in this, and the evil queen is the infamous Lucrezia Borgia. Very, very interesting. I actually didn't like this book the first time around, but after I watched Showtime's The Borgias series, I actually reread this book and had a greater appreciation for it, and I fell in love with it a lot faster than I did the first time. My third Maguire book is Lost. And guys, to be honest, I really can't remember what this book was about. Even just reading the back of the book, I was like, what? And I really didn't even like this book. I remember reading it and I just got really bored and wanted to put it down so bad. I wouldn't really recommend this one. And last in my Maguire collection is the Wicked series. As you can see, I have Wicked, Son of a Witch, A Lion Among Men, and Out of Oz. And if you're not familiar with these books are basically a retelling of Oz, or the Wizard of Oz. Like Wicked, for instance, is about the Wicked Witch. Son of a Witch is about her son. A Lion Among Men is about the lion, obviously, as you can tell from the title. And then Out of Oz is kind of a collection of everyone kind of meeting kind of in the future. And I really, really love these books. If you're a fan of the Wizard of Oz movie or stories, I think you'd really like these. They are very, very different. I wouldn't recommend them for children whatsoever. They are very, very graphic, have a lot of sex and cursing, but they are really, really good. Out of Oz wasn't my favorite. That one got a little, you know, got really deep and had lots of ambiguous meanings that I was like, what? And then A Lion Among Men, probably my next least favorite after Out of Oz, but I still really liked that one after I've read it twice. But my favorites are definitely Wicked and Son of a Witch. Well, that concludes my book tour. I hope you guys really liked it, and it's a great way for people to be nosy and see what other people have on their shelves, ain't it? Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to also ask me a question. And the question with the most thumbs up will be answered in a future video. Bye!